What's poppin', everybody? It's your old pal Boogie Bob. Coming live and correct from Midtown Manhattan. Hell's Kitchen, to be exact. What's going on? We're gonna rock till the break of dawn, then I'm gone. You feel me? Sorry. I apologize. I'm never late. Ever. This is my 2,647th newscast. And it's the first time I've ever been late. I got all the way here, I forgot my tooth. I had to go back home to put my tooth in to come back. Can't do the news looking like a damn jack-o'-lantern. What are you, crazy? It's tearing up my heart when I'm with you. But deep inside you know I love it too. We're just waiting until 8,500 people get in here. 8,500. We've still got 8,419,000. You know what? Screw everybody else. You're special. Kathy, you're special. Jason Francis, you're special. Paul Greenwell, how are you? Bone Man's here, folks. Bone Man's here, that's all I know. Guys, today we've got the new and improved Wheel of Deal. Joe ain't on there no more, but look how smooth it rolls. And it's got a question mark on it. Are we backwards? We're backwards. Let's see. Ain't backwards no more, bitch. Boom. First of all, I'm pretty sure today is Columbus Day. So, I don't celebrate Columbus Day, but anybody who does, God bless you. Happy Columbus Day to you. I think it's Columbus Day. Am I wrong? Pretty sure it's Columbus Day. You know, in school you thought Christopher Columbus discovered America. They don't tell you till you're about 45 years old that there was already hundreds of thousands of indigenous people living here. He discovered a world that was already here. Yesterday I discovered a Burger King. I went in there, it was there, I go, oh, look what I discovered. You can't discover shit where people already lived there for thousands of years. Call me crazy. Now, Boogie Bob, I like your show, but you crossed the line with the Christopher Columbus. God bless him and God bless you. Today it's a sad, horrible day. A couple of reasons. One, this whole thing going on in Israel. I was not able to do the show the last couple of days because it was so rainy and muggy, and I gotta be honest with you, my depression's been up there, but seeing what's going on, if you don't know about, they're always talking peace in the Middle East, most of that is from Israel and Palestine. Israel is a place about this big, and the Gaza Strip that was given to Palestine is about that big. This little tiny sliver in the corner of Israel. And Israel's a little tiny sliver in the corner of the Middle East. My dad, as you know, was a war hero. And he said to me many years ago, the reason that Israel is able to exist surrounded by enemies is that Israel has a theory, if you get one of their guys, they get two of your guys. And I go, well, Dad, that don't seem fair. He said, baby, they'd be long gone if that wasn't their theory. Now, this has been going on for 50 years, 56 years, 57 years, where Palestinians feel, and maybe in some cases rightfully so, that they are stuck in a prison. They don't have health care, running water in some places. Israel, one of the richest countries over there, certainly is our ally. And many of them feel trapped. And so I want to make it very clear, I'm not condoning any of this shit. And they struck The other day, years ago, I followed this for years. That's interested me for years. For years, you have Israel, which is the only nuclear power in the whole area. No Iraq, no Iran, no Turkey. Pakistan and India are both nuclear capable. But other than that, all these Irans and no nukes. Israel has them. They have plenty. They have enough to wipe out the whole Middle East. We hope that that doesn't happen. So, for years, when Palestine wanted to, or Hamas, Yasser Arafat, any of these guys wanted to strike at Israel, they would shoot a bazooka over the wall at night or throw a grenade over the wall. This was not that. This was thousands and thousands of missiles, airstrikes, 1,000 dead in Israel already. I'm sure there's that many dead in Hamas or in Palestine. What happens is these Palestine fighters, these Hamas agents, they sneak over. They came to kill. They kidnapped hundreds of people, murdered 1,000 in the street. Just anybody they'd walk. It's like someone just invading New York right now and just shooting all of us. They killed indiscriminately. Now, in order for Israel to strike back, what do? Do they strike and kill innocent people, or do they have to get the people who got them? This is a nightmare. I would love it if all of you could pray tonight that this is resolved quickly. And maybe from this horror, we can start finding a way for something to happen over there where people get along. I do not support killing of any human being or oppression of any human being. They had rallies in Times Square yesterday, and this is a vile rally. This guy's got a damn swastika thing. Palestinians, there's many of them celebrating this. I never celebrate any death. Let us pray for everyone and pray for peace and for the innocent victims of war. War has begun. Guys, I'm not going to cover this that much today. It sickens me to my core. So I pray for healing on both sides. I was not there. You guys know I'm at every rally. I've been going through my own things, but I was not there yesterday. I have brought you many times the rallies of Israel against Palestine, many times. And there's Rev, if Rev's here today, I don't even know if Rev's here today. Hi, Mighty Bull. If Rev's here, hi, Miss Reilly. Rev, maybe you could dig up one of my Palestine, Israel debates. We'll call it a rally in Times Square. I've had a bunch, but they get very heated. Let's keep it moving. Page after page, I'm on page 10. It's all pictures of this kind of stuff. And well, let's just not do that today. Let's just acknowledge that it's horrible. And the kidnapping of these young girls. She's kidnapped. If you watch the video, the poor thing is just handcuffed and dragged by her hair, bleeding. I can't imagine what they did to her and the hundreds of others last night. We're on page 20, and it's just more of the killing. Guys, I can't do that today. I'm not in a good place, but we all know what's going on. Let's move on. Counselor busted for sex with a boy, says cops. Have fun in Rikers. You're going to find out with sex what a man feels like. might not like men. You like boys, you're going to find out what men feel like in Rikers, my friend. Not even Rikers. This happened in Ohio. An Ohio social worker was arrested for having sexual relations with a 13-year-old boy. It's a she. Here I did it again. Of being a sexist, male chauvinist pig. I assumed that it was a guy doing this. 99% of sexual assaults occur and the assailant is a male. Very rarely is it a woman. This is one. Peyton Shires, 24, allegedly admitted to the disturbing behavior during a call with the boy's mother. And detectives from the Columbus Police Department. Guys, if you're involved in a crime and that victim calls you on the phone and starts going, hey, I just want to talk about it, the answer is no, click. Now, I'm not defending anyone, but they don't call it a chit-chat. They call with cops on the line. Boogie Bob, did you steal that stuff from 7-Eleven? I just want to know. I'm just curious. No, I did not. Click. She was assigned to be the boy's counselor through the National Youth Advocate Program, a group that works with families. The boy's mother contacted police on the 27th of September to support her suspicious after allegedly discovering inappropriate text messages and noticing her son walking around with a boner. Okay, I made that up. I apologize. 13-year-old boy isn't complaining, but he's not in the mental capacity. That's why you have to be 18, because they don't have the frontal lobe, the brain to say if it's right or wrong. That's why it's such a felony. Do not do it. 13-year-old boy, trust me, he was all in, I'm sure. But it still could mess him up for life. And that goes for guys, girls, whatever. Not cool. Cops searched the phone and allegedly found footage of the boy and Shires having sex. When investigators interviewed the boy, he reportedly admitted to having sex with Shires on at least 2 occasions. Shires was arrested Friday and allegedly admitting her behavior with the boy. I'm sure Shires is probably married and she's in jail right now. That's all they're talking about. This is Taylor Swift, her boyfriend. This Kelsey guy, Travis Kelsey, he got injured in yesterday's game. By the way, she did not show up for the game and they lost. So they're calling it the Taylor Swift curse. I don't care. I really don't give a crap. Drake dropped a new album. He has a young 6-year-old son rapping on the album. You're supposed to say, oh, that's cute. No, it's not. It's horrible. The track is shit. Sorry. Truck spill was very ladylike. Oh, 9, you ain't got to tell me about my 49ers. Me and David Young are 49er fans. They're 5-0. The best team in football. They came a long way, but probably didn't make the opening. Hundreds of white plaster casts of vaginas. Oh boy. Hundreds of white plaster casts of vaginas believed to have been en route to an art exhibit tumbled onto the road in Russia. Video footage shot by a passerby on September 22nd showed a bunch of nerds running out there, picking them up and taking them home. All right, I made that part up. Video footage shot by a passenger shows a trail of broken vaginas leading up to the back of a truck. In the short clip, a man believed to be the driver tries to secure his lost load. Now, I tried to secure my lost load, but that was... in the short clip, a man believed to be the driver, blah, blah, blah. There was apparently no significant material damage as no one called the traffic police. Vagina art was pioneered by British sculptor Jamie McCarthy, whose 26-foot installation, The Great Wall of Vagina, comprised of plaster casts more than 400 women. 400 women. Exorcist. Now guys, this is a movie that triggers me. I don't like it. I was young when it came out. It's just creepy, and there's very few movies that I won't watch. I've never been able to sit through it. They've had 2 or 3 different ones now. Linda Blair, the one from 1976 or 77 is the original, but they got a brand new one out, and it's top at the box office. The Exorcist, Believer, Spun Heads. It spun heads. I don't care. It's #1 at the box office. A climber and the guide of that climber have died in Nepal. Now, Nepal is where they have Mount Everest. So I'm going to assume that they were on Mount Everest, but I could be wrong. U.S. mountaineer Anna Gutu and her guide were confirmed killed in an avalanche on the Tibetan mountain trail, while 2 others, including another American, were still missing. Oh, they're dead too. I hate to say that. You get an avalanche up there, bro, it's hundreds and hundreds of metric tons of shit falling on top of you. Gutu, 32, and her Nepalese guide, Mingmar Sherpa. Many of them are called Sherpa. They're named Sherpa, and they are Sherpas. A Sherpa is a guy who takes you up to these mountains. Disappeared Sunday at Tibetan Mount Shishinpangma after an avalanche swept through about 25,000 feet. You're 25,000 feet up, bro. That's horrible. Have you seen these 4 people? Have you seen this damn leaf on my back? These 4 people are wanted in the LGBTQ plus hate crime. And guys, that becomes a serious offense. It's not something to joke about. I hope they go to prison. An NYPD on, so can you imagine? You're gay. Some of my gay friends have gone through hell because their parents throw them out of the house, or they have shame. One of my best friends my whole life growing up, we're 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, joking back and forth. You're a queer. No, you're a queer. You like guys. Well, it turned out he was gay. Didn't know. He moved to San Francisco, got himself a nice boyfriend. All his friends, including me, busted his balls and joked, yeah, you like dick and this, that, and the other. He died of AIDS. I found out many years later, called his sister, and I cried like a baby on the phone. I said, we were kids, I didn't know. I did not know, and any of my jokes or stuff, I loved him like a brother. That's what, 17, 18-year-old kids do. You're queer. You're a queer. You're the F word. You are. This whole time, I'm belittling a dear friend of mine who's obviously hiding it in shame, afraid to talk about it. I wish, one of my big regrets, wish I could go back to one of those days where we were sitting in the car talking about things. Usually chicks. I used to be in the back seat with a chick all up in her shirt, and he'd be in the front seat with her friend talking about the weather. I should have put 2 and 2 together. I didn't. He died. I cried. I felt ashamed of myself, but I was young and didn't know better. Words matter. Actions hurt people. And I hurt him, I'm sure, for years and didn't know it. And so you overcome the guilt or the shame from your own feelings, from society. This was the 80s. Didn't have very many gay friends, openly gay friends. Now it's okay. It's much better. But hi, Colleen. How are you? Long story short, to come out and to have people hurt you because of your sexual orientation is about as bad as it can get. The NYPD on Sunday released photographs of 4 thugs wanted in connection with a hate crime beating in Chelsea that left a 72-year-old man with a broken jaw. As they made homophobic remarks. And look, they got all 4 of them bitches. See, they don't need to catch all 4. They just need to catch this one. And this one's going to snitch. Or they're going to go to this one's Instagram and it's going to say, hey, my friend Tony, Jim, and Lusa. They're caught. They're in a newspaper that gets millions of views. People have they're already arrested by now, I'm sure. And good riddance. Hey guys, should we do what we do when we do what we want to do? I finally updated the wheel of deal. Look at how smooth it goes. It's just smooth. So, the other night, to make sure it wasn't sticking anywhere, I spun it. And I spun it 10 different times and got 10 different ones. It was insane. And I tried to do all 12. That would have been crazy if I could have did 12 different ones in a row. But there's 2 different ones in a row. Three different ones in a row. You get the idea. Okay. We're going to do the wheel of deal. I'm not doing it. I'm just spinning the wheel. I'm spinning the wheel. Where it stops, that's who I'm calling out. I'm doing 3. It looks like it's going to be Sagittarius. RJ's happy. Sag gang. You won't have to work too hard to make an impression with your employer and senior colleagues today. In fact, if anything, they will go out of their way to impress you. You must be doing something right, so don't change a thing. Don't you worry about a thing, mama, because I'll be standing by your side when we work it out. Sometimes I just pop. I just stop it. That's Aries. Sometimes I just stop it. That's what I do. I call it the wheel of fate. Aries. If you fear the worst as the new week begins, then you should not be surprised if bad things begin to occur. A positive mood is an absolute must in the lead up to next week's solar eclipse. Next week we got a solar eclipse. You're not a victim, so don't think like one. I'm letting it spin. I'm going to let it spin. It's just going to spin. Where it drops, where it stops, I don't know. It stops on Scorpio. Well, is that Sagittarius? It's Scorpio. Me. If someone at work or in your social scene is too lazy to make an effort to themselves, you must not make it for them. There is a fine line between doing a genuine good deed and being taken for a fool. Make sure you know which is which. And last but not least, I'm going to say it stops on Leo. It could be Aquarius. I don't know. I don't know where it's going to stop. Virgo. Virgo. Good luck of one sort or another is coming your way. I like it. And there is every chance that before the current week is done, both your material and emotional situation will have improved considerably. It's not really good luck, though. You deserve your good fortune. I don't know. Guys, I gotta go down after this. I'm going to Union Square, and I'm gonna live inside Union Square. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be fantastic. Why don't we do the birthdays? Growing up, birthdays was the worst days. Bella Hadid, God bless you today. One of the greatest singers, songwriters, humanitarians who ever lived. It's his birthday. Who is it? I'll show you the picture. Who is it? For your chance to win an iPad. Rev's in the house. Rev's here. Stop the presses. Does anybody know, besides Ambrose, whose birthday it is today? I went too long. Nope. Sugar Bay's the only one who can guess, and Sugar Bay's incorrect, but it's a good guess. That's what I would have said. It's John Lennon. Imagine there's no heaven. He became one of the most influential songwriters in the history of popular music after co-founding the Beatles with Paul McCartney and George Harrison. He doesn't mention Ringo Starr. I guess Ringo wasn't a co-founder, he came later. He replaced Pete Best. He was a symbol of counterculture, promoting peace, activism, and freedom of speech. After his time with the Beatles, he had a successful solo career with the album Plastic Ono Band and Imagine. By the way, he was killed at the age of 40. Can you imagine? 40. I'm just going around the dial. Eddie Guerrero, one of the great wrestlers of all time. Shout out to Eddie, God bless him. Sharon Osbourne, Ozzy Osbourne's wife. Sharon had a rough-ass life. Could you imagine being married to Ozzy? She's a music manager, managed him when no one else. When he was fired from Black Sabbath. How do you get fired from Black Sabbath? When he was fired from Black Sabbath in the late 70s, she took him on. By the way, the best Black Sabbath is not with Ozzy Osbourne. It's with Ronnie James Dio. And when Ronnie James Dio joined them in 1980, it came with the album Heaven and Hell, and next the album was Mob Rules. Two best albums from Black Sabbath. Not that you care. Alright, Guillermo del Toro, great director, God bless him. This is Sean Lennon. No. This cannot be, no, that don't look like Sean Lennon. It is Sean Lennon. Sean Lennon is the son of Yoko Ono and John Lennon. They also had Julian, who was much older. Sean Lennon, born on the same day as his dad. Who knew that? You didn't know that. That's why you watch the Boogie Bob show. You learn crap you didn't know before. I don't even know. I don't know. Tony Shalhoub. I love me some Tony Shalhoub. You know him as Monk, the anal retentive private investigator. He was also on a TV show called Wings. How about this? Running on empty, running wild. Something. Jackson Brown. What the hell's your problem? Scott Bakula. Oh, there's all kinds of TV show guys on here today. What the hell was the name of his show? Oh yeah, Quantum Leap. I had a Quantum Leap, but that was in college. That doesn't make sense. I'm sorry. I apologize. That was stupid. I ruined the show. You know what? Honestly, I blame Rev. I blame Rev. I'm just kind of scrolling through here, and I don't see anybody else. John Entwistle. Speaking of Rev, look at this. The Quiet Man. John Entwistle was the bass player for The Who. And in The Who, you got Roger Daltrey. He's screaming. He's moving the microphone around. And then you got Keith Moon, the craziest drummer of all time. Pete Townsend doing the windmill with his guitar. And here's John Entwistle. They said from the time they would do a 3-hour concert, and from the time he got on stage, his feet never moved within 2 inches. The Quiet Man, John Entwistle. Happy birthday to him. That's a big one. That's a big one. John O'Hurley. You know him from the Seinfeld show. He's on a bunch of stuff, but he was Mr. What's his name? Jay Peterman. Boy, I'm really just kind of, the show is at a screeching halt. This is your time to do a line of methamphetamines if you want to keep the show. 8 Ball was one of my absolute favorites. 8 Ball and MJG. He passed away. I believe he passed away. I haven't heard from him in so long. Hey, there's a lot. There's a lot on here. I'm skipping by so many of them. I don't even know half the ones I'm skipping by. Steve McQueen. Well, first of all, that ain't no damn Steve McQueen. What are you, crazy? His name is also Steve McQueen, but it's not the Steve McQueen you were thinking of. I don't know who this one is. How the hell are you going to have a name, Steve McQueen, when there's already a Steve McQueen? Oh, guess what? My name's Tupac now. Karina's done the first Who I've seen in a long time, since Joe left the show. That's a very good Who. That was a long Who. Guys, I'm sorry. This is just, it's a shit show. I apologize. They added all kinds of names. Now we'll do the famous deaths. Famous deaths. Today is 10/9. Today, we don't celebrate their death. We celebrate their life. Che Guevara. Che Guevara was what you would call a freedom fighter. Someone call him a terrorist. In Cuba, I don't know nothing about him. A true saint. If you saw the movie Schindler's List, made famous by Steven Spielberg, directed by Steven Spielberg, absolute brilliant piece. That is Oskar Schindler. Oskar Schindler during World War II dedicated his life to saving Jews from certain death. How did he do it? He fought them. He would buy them. They're being whisked away to these concentration camps where they're being exterminated in Auschwitz and other places. Oskar Schindler was a very wealthy, he owned machine shops and stuff. He was a wealthy man who bribed the guards. He made donations to certain causes, and he would pretend that he needed these people for his factories. This guy dedicated his life to saving others. German industrialist, a spy, and a Nazi party member who saved over 1,200 Jews in the Holocaust. If you watch the movie Schindler's List, at the very end, Steven Spielberg did something quite brilliant. During the credits or at the end of the movie, he actually had Jews, family members, grandkids, great-grandkids of the people he saved go up and put rocks on these caskets. And he absolutely give anything to have that much nobility and that much heroism. He requested to be buried in Jerusalem and was the only member of the Nazi party given this honor. You can see I'm getting ready to cry. Anybody who dedicates their life to the service of others, wow. Y.A. Tittle. Y.A. Tittle was a 49er. back in the 20s, I think. Jan Hooks. Oh, I did not even know, I guess I should have, that Jan Hooks, one of my favorite Saturday Night Livers and comedians, has passed away. It says here she passed away back in 2014. I did not know that. Or I did, and I'm old and I forget stuff. Pope Pius X11. That's 12. Pope Pius. I don't know any of these people. I'm sorry they all died. All of us are going to die. Most of us. Some of us, a few of us, might make it. I'm going through the list here. I don't see anybody. Usually there's a name that pokes out of it. That's it. Some days you have a bunch of people die. Some days nobody. Here's a birthday wish to die for. A South Florida man. It's always Florida. What the hell's wrong with you people in Florida? It's like Rev is from Florida and Jersey. The only thing he's not from is the Bronx to have a triple trifecta. A South Florida man was arrested after police found handwritten threats in his car outlining plans to kill everyone at his former high school and others across multiple states on his 22nd birthday. What'd you wish for you on your birthday, Jimmy? I want a new car. How about you, Billy? I want a girlfriend. What about you, Frank? I want to systematically chase down and kill every person I know at my high school. That's your birthday wish? Henry Horton, the fourth. Henry Horton, the third, second, and first should be pissed. He's 19, so he's got 3 years to plan it out. He had been pulled over in Jupiter, Florida, September 27th, when a search of his vehicle uncovered plans to kill all these people. One of the notes read, "Kill everyone at OHS High School with my guns." He confessed that it referred to Okeechobee. Now, I had an Okeechobee high school from which he graduated in May. Police said the notes ultimately outlined a plan for Horton to kill an administrator at the school along with 14 others on June 2nd of 2026, the day he turns 22. So this guy's got, I don't know how many years left to do this. Along with the notes, police found 9mm handguns. He reportedly had a history of mental illness and was transported to the hospital. More rain has hit Hong Kong. Flooding everywhere. Hong Kong ordered people to stay indoors, shut schools, and closed the stock exchange Monday as the remnants of Typhoon Koinu caused floods. One of the biggest creeps in the history of politics. He begged. He lost the I guess the election of being House Speaker 11 times. And under this stupid rule, when you lose, you can actually go back and you go back and you convince people in the back room, look, man, I know you didn't vote for me, but I need 4 more votes. I'll suck you off in the back room. I'll give you tickets to the Mets game. I'll do this, I'll do that, please. Then the next vote, got 1 more vote. I'm still 3 short. Look, I'll mow your lawn, you can screw my wife. Please. He did this 11 times. He gave away everything. Everything. And one of the stipulations is they can get rid of him at any time, and they did. He's the shortest House Speaker of all time with like 60 days. What a moron. Colombia eyes the end to a 60-year civil war. I didn't even know anything about that. Did you hear about this famous food chef? He's on the Food Network. He's a famous chef. He died of I believe it was a food allergy. Allergic reaction kills a chef. Celebrity chef and Food Network icon, Michael Chiarello. Michael Chiarello died Friday after suffering an alleged reaction that led to a anaphylactic shock, according to his restaurant group. He was 61 years old. We deeply mourn the loss. His culinary brilliance and boundless creativity and unwavering commitment to family were at the core. He died surrounded by family. I had a friend who was allergic to peanuts and ate a candy bar with peanut oil, no peanuts. She used to get a box of candy on Valentine's Day, and she'd have to open each one with a fork to look in and see if there was any peanuts. And unfortunately, one of the, at some point, she ate a dessert with peanut oil. And she lived, but she almost died. We don't have a lot of time to talk about my 49ers, my undefeated. It's a short newscast today. I have to go down to Burlington Coke Factory. I don't think it's called Coke Factory, it's just called Burlington. I have to go to Burlington to pick up some pants and a shirt. I have a huge event. I got events all over the place this week. I got the Hard Rock tonight. And then I've got I think my Niners won like 42-10, 42-. I've got a huge event tomorrow at John George. It's a big one, folks, 1,200 something people. So I'm going to have 10 employees there. I'm going to take you with me and show you around. I think you're going to like it. I put the video up last week. I want to thank Rev for putting up a bunch of videos last night. And hopefully you guys can check those out. I want to thank Carrie for tuning in. And there's Frank, my dog. Hi, Frank. How are you? Kevin Butler. Seashell sells shoe stores down by the Seashell. There's Joe Hernandez and Brooklyn Borns in the house. RJ, God bless you. Sugar Bay, my shorty, how are you? Rev, my shorty, also how are you? And Nyan, my other shorty. All my shorties are here today. I think, and Karina's here. Kathy. I see all my dear friends. I hope that you had a beautiful day. I hope that, and can't forget Colleen. That's my original shorty. I want to thank all of you for tuning in. I ask you to please be kind and loving to each other. Be good to yourself because you deserve it. Thank you, Tracy. God bless you. Miss Reilly, I love you. Everybody else, Glenn S. God bless you, Glenn S. Thank you so much. It wasn't my best. I didn't have the thing I have. It don't mean no thing if you ain't got... Roberto's in the house. Hi, Roberto. How are you? Karina's here. Now, guys, give it up for Karina. She just got out of jail, which I am so happy she's back. God bless you, Karina. And thank you. You ever see the movie? All my friends call it the white boy clap. At the very end, the nerd finally gets the girl, and they're in the high school, and they look around, everybody's looking, and some douchebag always goes. And then everybody starts clapping. That's called the white boy clap. Doesn't really usually happen in real life. Bob's done with his show. Good show, Bob. Good show. A lot of you don't know that my great-great-great-grandfather, Jedediah Boogie Smith, actually invented clapping. It's a true story. People used to go like this. And he said, you know what? I think you could make more noise doing this. 1865, look it up. Thanks for tuning in. I will talk to you again. God bless you.